welcome to the Patreon exclusive edition of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm the hardest working man in comics, Victor Dandridge.
I'm Ryan Seymour, king of Comic Town.
Yes! Okay, so American Jesus, the Messiah, book 1. It is the secret Miller World book, the one that we didn't know was coming. Maybe we knew in our hearts. Like, we felt it.
I was hoping, like, that was the thing, like, above all else, I'm like, please, because I've been complaining, like, why don't we have the follow-up
Right.
to Chosen? Like, we've been waiting for years.
Seriously.
And here we have
The
it.
time has come. Speaking of Chosen, it is redubbed American Jesus, Book 1, Chosen, to which this is the follow-up piece. This originally came out, let's see.
Early 2000s.
2001.
Yeah.
Well, I think that might have been like the end of it. Like, I think this first, because it says
And it was
published by Image Comics, Office of Publication. Oh, no, maybe that's just the address. I'll shut up.
Wasn't I think it was originally Dark Horse, though.
I thought so, too.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not me being crazy.
Yeah. So if you want, there's a change in between the trade paperbacks.
Right.
The Dark Horse trade paperback contained a panel with a description of the training program that
Yeah.
our special young boy went through in that story. Image,
Change that.
Change
Maybe that's what it was. Image was like, we're not putting that in the book.
like, no, there's no way.
All the things that Image has put out, and they were like, not that.
Not
We're
this.
not
Not
doing
this.
that. But yeah, definitely check this out
Yes.
first. As this is a direct sequel, but it does seem to flow and function
Yes.
almost as a prequel to
Yeah.
what this is. But still, know where it came from, and that's amazing. So this particular book, written by Mark Miller and art by Peter Gross.
Same creative team.
It's so excited. I'm just curious, like, is it truly the same? Like, do we have the... It is!
Yeah.
Gene McGee and everything. Like, everyone is back. That's so awesome. Corey Petit, that is freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different is the design. Drew Gill did the first book, and Phil Balsman did the second. So,
It's crap, though.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's in there. Okay, here's the fun part. So this cover, done by Frank Quitely, which is the one that you don't show your mom.
Oh, come on. Everybody needs a little Baphomet for their holidays.
No way. I can see if I brought this in for Christmas, I'm not allowed. I'm just not allowed. There's so much stuff here, like, you just kind of want to spend time, like, deciphering what this is. Because I'm sure this is... What, are you afraid you're going to open up something? Look, what's wrong with that? Open your mind to a book and a story. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But what's awesome about it with that particular cover is it's been like 20 years, so I think
Right.
we're allowed to, was the complete rope-a-dope that we got hit with for Chosen. And so it's a similar sort of thing.
Yes.
Where you're like,
Satan. Bring it back. All right, so we start off with a young girl in very hallowed-looking halls. I mean, this
it looks
like
expensive. Like, really, like, I would not be able to afford to get the ticket to get in to view the gallery.
Facts. And she's looking at Christ of St. John of the Cross by Salvador Dali. It's called God's Perspective on the Crucifixion, which is this beautiful bird's eye view looking down on Christ. And it's like that first opener, I was like, wow, that's a deep thought.
Yeah.
It's a deep thought. This young girl, clearly in her pajamas, is checking this painting out. And this guy walks up and asks this question. What must the Lord think of man when they murdered his only son?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. But can you blame man when you sent him for that purpose? These are also good questions. So this is a very interesting context. He sends him here to redeem the world, preaching only love and forgiveness, but they hold him down and drive nails through his hands, hanging him up in the desert to die. So, okay, in that context, was this the way it was supposed to go? You know, that becomes a very interesting sort of setup of God had a plan, mankind intervenes, and it doesn't quite work out the way God had intended.
Yeah, because the follow-up things where he's like, but Christ's sacrifice didn't make the Lord lose faith. Still he believes your redemption is possible. Still he sends his beloved child to try again in these final days. So, yeah, it's like, we're going to send you. You're gonna fix everything, dude. And
Right.
Jesus is like, yeah. And then they end up killing him.
Right.
So,
And they're like, wait, well, is this it? And he's like, no. We'll try it again.
Yeah.
We'll try it again. It'll be fine. So the young girl is like, you know, what's this got to do with me? Like, what? Hey, hey, strange person,
Yeah.
you're talking crazy. And her name is Luciana, and this weird guy in white says, because that's what's growing inside of you. God made human flesh. No biggie. Like, this young girl,
Yeah.
like literally young girl, is being told. She says, they're plotting to murder both you and the baby, so promise me you'll be wise as serpents. Now, biblically speaking, serpents have not really represented good things.
Yeah,
I can only think of like once that it was a good thing when Moses showed up at the Pharaoh and was like,
And then his staff turned into a snake and ate
Yeah.
the Egyptian snakes.
right, like that's the only time that I can think of like serpents are like, hey,
These are
good on
people.
you, man.
Like everything else, like, oh, fruit? No.
Bad. Which also fits into the whole notion. Like God was like, hey, look, I'm going to give you paradise. Just don't eat the. What are you doing? Stop eating. Oh,
You had one job. One job. Don't eat the.
Don't eat the. Oh, get out. Get out. I don't think that was part of his plan. That's all I'm saying. So then we see, boom, East Harlem, 1974. Young girl wakes up and she's had this crazy dream.
Yeah.
So crazy. What's 3 times?
Yeah.
She's had it.
3 times, and she's for the first time she wet herself.
Right.
Like peed.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's how intense this dream is. She wet herself. She wakes up and is ready for breakfast. Talks to her family, and
It's a very religious family because you can see there's pictures of Jesus,
Right.
The picture of the Virgin Mary,
yep,
and like it's very Catholic.
very, very. She says like, "Hey, I'll be late. From school late because we're going to the movies. Going to see Young Frankenstein." To which her father is like, "You going with that idiot boy again? What's up?" And of course, her mom, very sweet.
It's cool. She's 14, Bruno.
Come on.
She's allowed to have a boyfriend. Besides, it's Gene Wilder, not Emmanuel.
I feel like that's a reference.
There isn't. Yeah.
Yep. What I meant was not that I didn't get the reference.
Oh.
What I feel like it's a reference that it's going to cause other people to look up said reference, and then they're going to be like, "Oh." It's a very long string of movies back in the day. Don't even worry about it. So Luciana is like, "Yo, let me ask my homegirl a question. What does it mean if you consistently dream about being pregnant with baby Jesus?"
Sounds like Catholic guilt. Like what else?
Like, I mean, what else can you say? And I mean, very astutely, she asked, like, "Hey, so listen, your boyfriend, you and Eddie, y'all been, what's up?"
No.
And she's like, "Come on, don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's not at all it." Eddie is a young black man.
Yeah.
Being that Luciana is clearly not.
Yeah.
This could have ramifications on their, relationship. 74 was a very interesting year.
Yes.
We'll say.
Coming out of the love of the 60s and into the harsh realities of the economic downturn.
All of that. So as they're walking home, and again, this is a book that is riddled with background material.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention. You see the different things that are, in the background. Time is out. Come to Jesus now. Like, it's so crazy great.
Yeah. And the thing is, the person that is carrying the second coming is walking past all these signs.
All of them, right? But they're having the greatest conversation of next week on our next date. What do you want to do? You want to go see Herbie? Like, I love the love bug. I really enjoyed it. Like, let's go see that. And then it goes to like this twist: a car with a brain that thinks for itself. Freddie in school says it's Hitler's ghost.
And then the rationale actually...
I've heard this before.
Yeah.
I've totally heard this before.
Reincarnated as a German Volkswagen, trying to make up for all the bad things he did. Wasn't Hitler 53 when he died too? Maybe that's what the number on the hood is all about. Yeah.
That's me drinking the crazy juice because I can't. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's deep. Like, what if no one has ever come out and be like, okay, that is literally what Herbie's about? But if they did, would anyone believe them? Would they be laughed out? Like, even if it was the guys that made it, they're like, no, literally, that's what it is. Yeah. Wouldn't believe it. Never. So this is so crazy. As they're walking, there's a gentleman with a hat on. Looks kind of, shady because the coloring puts him in the kind of in an offset, a contrast heavily to these other two characters. And the gentleman says, "I think it's time for your friend was going home, don't you, Luciana?" And she replies, "Oh my God, I am so embarrassed."
It's your dad.
It's her dad.
Which I gotta look something up while we're talking.
Okay. So, Eddie is like, look, it's fine. No worries. I'm out. He says, good to see you again, Mr. Cortez. See you in school tomorrow, Luciana. Like, I adore the fact that he is still very respectful.
Yeah.
Very, good kid. He's a good kid. And as he leaves, peacefully, quietly, Luciana is brought inside, and her dad is kind of laying into her. He's 2 years older than you are. You don't need me to tell you where this is heading. And she's like, look, don't lie. I know why you don't like him. I'm not even having this conversation. She's clearly calling her dad out for being racist.
Yeah.
Clearly, without question. Yeah, this is crazy. Look at all the posters.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. She's got a Sundance poster.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
See, because I keep thinking St. Luciana has to tie in somehow.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, what was she the saint of?
That's what I was looking at. I thought for a moment that was the name of one of the kids from Fatima. But I was incorrect.
Okay.
Lucia of Syracuse. Yep. Also called Saint Lucia or Saint Lucy, was a Christian martyr who died during the Diocletianic persecution. She's venerated as a saint in the Roman Catholic Church, Anglican, Lutheran, and Eastern Orthodox churches. But that doesn't say.
It doesn't quite give this. All right.
Because I feel like I'm a bad former Catholic for not.
Well, former is the operative word, so we'll just go with that. So the next morning, sweet Luciana is totally in the bathroom upchucking.
Yeah.
Hardcore, right? Bad, right? She's like, look, I'm fine. It's probably just food poisoning. And her girl Jen is 5 days in a row.
That's not food poisoning.
Come on. That's not even, I don't even know.
And once again, all the stuff that's written on the stall.
Yes. Super insightful, all kinds of good stuff. She's like, look, I've got an appointment with the doctor tomorrow, but I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. And this guy, Freddie, who previously espoused, Hitler's soul being in a Herbie car, he's like, where's your boyfriend? And she very clearly does not like Freddie at all, because she promptly tells him to suck her balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mother Mary. there you go.
It's totally normal.
Right? So as she continues talking to Jenna, she's like, look, there's something inside that doesn't feel right, and I'm worried it's something serious.
Which is a weird and scary thing. Coming from a 14-year-old girl.
Right? I mean, there's a sense of self that she's clearly aware of. And she's like, this ain't right. This is, come on. And Jenna, of course, she's leading to the obvious answer. Yeah. Are you sure you and Eddie aren't doing something?
Yeah. If you've got morning sickness, you probably are pregnant.
Right?
To get pregnant, you have to have done the sex.
It's just a simple thing. Yeah. But she's like, look, I haven't even taken my sweater off. He's never even touched my bra. He's never tried.
Yeah.
What a gentleman. At the clinic,
she is pregnant.
She is absolutely pregnant. 8 weeks so.
Yeah.
To which she's like, this doesn't make sense. I've all that her and Eddie have ever done is kiss. Yeah. And her mother ain't hearing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's absolute, there's no way.
Come on.
You're lying,
right,
to try to save your skin, but you are pregnant. There's only one way to get there.
That's it.
Just
which is so very interesting. When it's the fault of modern day, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is clearly a devout family.
Yeah,
you've got pictures throughout the house, adorning the whole house. But if I come to you and I'm like, listen, I didn't, but I am, they're like, nah, you lied.
Why should you believe her?
Right.
Because it's so, okay, it was in a dream. There was this dude with a mustache and a ponytail and a painting by Dali, and
it's crazy. You're on the drugs.
Yeah.
All of them. So the next day, Jenna is walking with Luciana and is like, what did Eddie say? And she's like, look, he won't even talk to me. I'm pregnant and we've never had sex. So clearly I'm cheating on him. He doesn't, his heart broken.
Yeah.
You get it, right? And Jen, of course, the good best friend she is, she's like, come on, tell the truth. What, you sure there's nothing you tell? There one time. And
this is the response that Luciana gives her, and it sounds insane. I don't know. I really don't. But I keep thinking about that dream and the man in the white suit. This is what happened to the Virgin Mary, and nobody believed her either. Well, yeah.
True. All true. So Jenna's like, have you told your dad?
No.
Are you crazy?
Yeah. He
No.
would lose it.
No way. So, two women meet at the table. Now, in the black community, being at the table is a sacred event. Many things have been discussed at the kitchen table. Lives have been altered, made, rearranged, the whole nine at the table. And this definitely seems to be one of those moments where her mother is like, look, we're going to fix this. You can never tell your father.
Yeah.
God knows he hates poor Eddie enough. Like,
because he'll blame Eddie.
100%.
Has to be Eddie.
100%. So they're at the hospital, clearly with a move to abort this baby.
Yeah.
They have a plan, simple process. They're going to put her to sleep. She's going to watch some cartoons for a while.
Which is so...
It's such a creeptastic visual.
Yeah.
It's what a way to mar the notion of childhood and establish, like, you no longer get to have that innocence anymore by having, like, almost subjecting you to cartoons as you're getting ready to make this transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. So she's kind of like, hey, listen, I don't feel well. Like, my stomach hurts. And they're like, no, you're just nervous. It's fine. We're giving you some Valium and you should take the edge off. You should be good. Just try not to think too much about what's going on.
Because that would make things worse.
Exacerbate your nerves. All of a sudden, the TV explodes. Boom. And they're like, well...
Must be a fuse.
Right. Something simple. We can explain this. We'll get you some magazines or something that you can just kind of, read and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
She's like, look, I can't concentrate. Like, something is legit
Yeah.
wrong. Like,
stomach is aching. She's like doubling over in pain.
right. Like, we shouldn't be doing this. This feels wrong. The doctor who's supposed to perform procedure suddenly is like, oh, migraine. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, like hits him.
Yeah.
Almost doubles him over. He's got to take a seat. Like, yo, I just need some water, but I think, wow, I should be fine.
Yeah.
We're already behind. I
Yeah.
don't want to.
He's got 3 procedures booked.
Right.
And we're 20 minutes late now. And
Yeah.
Luciana said, because what she's saying, once again, sounds insane. I don't think the baby wants to be here. I think it's fighting back.
Again, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
fetus can't do this. What are you talking about?
Unless they're a moonstone.
Also true. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, I wasn't ready.
See, that's one of the things I was asking you about. Like, how many?
Are there 13 families?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Because I need to sit down
I
with
think
that.
there might be 13 families in the Magic Order, though.
Because I need to sit down with that and Prodigy. Because I think
That, Prodigy, and Nemesis. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Does it say? We're taking a break for fact checking.
Yeah. There's 5.
There's only 5.
What rounds up?
Right. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
13 sounds better. Spookier. All right. So nurse passes the doctor some water, and he drops it.
Yeah.
And is like, I don't know, my eyes feel weird.
And then we turn the pages to see why his eyes feel weird.
I'm finding it really hard to focus. He's bleeding out of his eyes.
It looks really bad.
Like tears of bad.
Like the worst hangover ever.
Man, the stigmata here is not even a joke. So, the staff apologizes. They're like, hey, look, we will, we'll reschedule, doctor's being taken care of. Like, we'll make sure that we can figure out, what we can do for you. Because we, you still don't want to have this baby, so we understand.
Yeah, and everything that could have went wrong did.
Totally.
I mean, just a fuse blew.
Right.
A migraine or an aneurysm out of nowhere.
Yeah, which happens, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So here's the thing where storytelling and pictures become so magical.
Yeah. Yeah.
As this conversation happened, would you like for me to make an appointment for Thursday? It's the first thing we have available. Again, we're really incredibly sorry. That's the dialogue that's happening between this administrator and Luciana and her mother. Secretly, a nurse is watching and starts dialing.
Yeah.
Like no words, starts dialing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that makes comics so amazing. This is a person clearly like looking in on a situation, making determinations of things. You can't really do that anywhere else.
Yeah. Because what they're doing is completely unknown to them.
Right.
And the choice to draw that means something is happening behind the scenes that we will not know about until that time has come.
So we get this piece here. Now this is the part that I think is interesting. We get narration, right? And it seems to be from Luciana. And it's this past tense statement that just kind of it worries me.
Yeah.
Eddie was such a good kid. I was pregnant. We never made love, and he was about to become the laughingstock at school.
Yeah.
But he still decided to believe me against all odds.
Yeah. He's either a pure heart or dumb.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
I swear by all things right in this world, if he is a part of the 13 families, I will throw a chair.
Table flip.
And that would be, oh my God, that I could totally see Mark pulling that off.
Yeah.
Where the new Joseph is, okay. So she asks, like, what made you change your mind? This is the sweetest thing. He's like, because you wouldn't lie to me. I trusted you wouldn't lie to me.
Done. Like,
man, it's
pure heart or dumb.
He loves her.
Love you too.
And he's like, I always liked the story of Mary and Joseph. The idea that he loved her so much, he never doubted his girlfriend, even when nobody else believed. If that wasn't game, I mean, wow, it's beautiful. So, the school bus. She's going to get on the bus.
She's a Mets fan, though.
I mean, listen, 74.
Yeah.
74. Like,
yeah.
And was she a Mets fan, or was this just a jacket that somebody gave her?
True.
You know what I'm saying? Where's the Mets Stadium in conjunction to Harlem? The Mets Stadium is in the Bronx?
No, Bronx is Yankees.
Okay. So yeah, maybe someone just gave her this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a hand-me-down.
Yeah. It's a jacket. It gets the job done.
Yeah, that's what it is. So this guy comes up, Miss Cortez, could I talk to you for a moment? And she turns around, and it's the guy from the dream.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. She even calls it. She's like, it's you, isn't it? The angel from my dream. And he tells her not to say anything.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say that this is not a flub.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's an actual thing. Right now, his eyes are green.
Yeah.
Now, when we saw him before, they were brown.
Yeah.
Definitely brown.
And they're brown again here at the end.
Yes, they are. So, I feel like there's a thing here.
Yeah. Because otherwise, that's just a weird...
There's a weird thing to just suddenly like, oh, green eyes. I think that's why I'm just going to color today. I don't think so. So he's like, look, walk with me for a while. There's a lot to discuss. We don't have much time. And she's like, why is this happening to me?
Good question.
It's a great
very pertinent question.
It really kind of is. He says, why does anything happen to anyone? You were selected because you were deemed appropriate. When the Lord considered all future actions and consequences. That's not lofty at all.
Yeah.
But
that's mind-blowing.
Right. Like, it's kind of beautiful. He says, you and Eddie are who the child needs. Young, of course, but there's a deep trust between you, and this is the foundation required. Trust. So beautiful. But you must understand what you're up against here. Dark forces control this world, and 13 satanic families have ruled the planet for as long as we can remember.
That's a long time.
That's a very long time.
Yeah.
You figure an angel's memory is...
Yeah.
There's elephants, and then there's angels. Like, they're... your governments are either blackmailed or initiates. Your churches infiltrated. Your world leaders nothing more than actors taking orders. In 74, that sounds like a thing. Then when Reagan actually becomes president, and he was an actor, boom, like crazy.
Ronald Wilson Reagan, 666.
Just saying. They've been doing this for centuries, but it's all been accelerated now. Your son's opposite number has arrived. Okay, so I was going through this, And
Yes,
it does not. Yeah, for reference sake, it doesn't look like there's a year specified. And for whatever reason, I presumed a certain year, but I don't think that I should have.
Yeah.
I feel like looking at the technology and stuff like that, there's nothing, like no one's playing with computers. There is a mention of a Atari 2600, I think,
which would
or Commodore. I think it was a Commodore. Literally first pages, right? What is it? Yeah, Commodore 64.
Yeah.
64. So that definitely puts it at a past time period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very interesting. Oh my God, this is so crazy. This is the Antichrist prophesied in the Bible. The disruptor here to lead mankind against God and the baby growing inside you.
no pressure.
Oh,
And this is where it gets even like, 'cause we're creeping up on that page.
yeah, we are. Luciana's like, he wants to hurt us. Like she's trying to understand. Like she needs to. You're giving her a lot of crazy stuff here.
Yeah. Like cosmic implications.
Yes. Now here's the other thing. If they're in East Harlem, where she catches the bus, they are literally walking from East Harlem to Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's far. Okay. Like clearly, this is a long walk conversation.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But he's running down the plan of the other side, because everything that they've been preparing for since Lucifer was cast from paradise. Their plan for God's earth is a one world government, a single army and currency, and a microchipped population, all under the Antichrist control and disconnected from everything good in the universe.
That's
1974.
Like microchips, were they even really a thing at that point? Does anybody know about them?
Not really, because that's her question. What's a microchip? Like, and he's like, you'll understand soon enough. The process is already happening. This is the part that,
Yeah.
2001. We weren't at this place. So this is one of those things where the notion of this book not coming out until now creeps me out.
Yeah.
Because as real as this statement is, it didn't exist in 2001. We weren't there yet.
Yeah.
But Angel goes on to say, the World Wide Web comes first, then computers in our homes become devices in our hands, and then implants under our skin, all in the name of convenience.
Yeah. And we're now at the point where there's chips.
There are chips.
Yeah.
RFIDs, like that's like people have those.
Yeah.
For different things. I want to access my phone or my bank account or this, that, and the other.
Beep.
Right here. By 2028, that's not far enough
yeah.
away from my for my liking at all. Not a single transaction will be possible unless you're carrying an RFID chip and connected to their enormous global computer. She says 50 years in the future?
Because that's a long time to a 14-year-old.
Sure. It's 8 years from now. Like, Mark, if the world ends in 2028, I'm going to fight you because you clearly know some things. And if I'm not in your bunker with you, I thought we were friends.
Just picturing, like as like the great beast is coming up out of the ocean, you're booking your ticket to Glasgow. Like I swear,
Mark, are you serious right now? You knew this? Who told you? It was Grant, wasn't it? Alan? It was Alan. Alan Moore told you this was coming. You could have. And he's like, I gave you the books, guys. I gave you I literally wrote it in the book for you.
It was a
what
text I got from Edison Crane in the future. And, I tried to put it out in a way that you guys would understand it.
No, he got it from Chrononauts. Like, that's what it is. The Chrononauts text me, told me to find this guy named Edison. I was telling you guys this whole time.
Did you listen? No. You skip page 10.
So, okay, this is the part, again, timing is everything.
Yeah.
It says the one world government has already started, Luciana. The EEC is soon to become the European Union. The African American and Pacific unions won't be far behind. The next big step is the invasion of Iraq and an aggressive assault into Syria, Iran, and Libya.
Too soon.
Right? Like, I'm just like, yo. This is now you're talking
Yeah.
about. China is their final target once the Middle East has been decimated.
Halfway there. I mean,
right? Then the world comes together for the Antichrist rule. As he saves you all from the chaos and division, his reign will lead to the Battle of Armageddon, and these coming down marks the beginning of their agenda. What coming down? The buildings, of course. The excuse they need to violently push ahead. The date's already been decided in advance. I believe they're taking them down with 2 planes.
yeah.
They have walked from East Harlem to the World Trade Buildings.
Yeah.
At this point, the trade buildings have only been up 2 years. I think they went up in 72, or they were finished in 72.
Yeah. And that's a moment that changed the entire world.
Completely. When Mark was here, was that post 9/11?
Pre, I think.
Okay, so that's not funny. Like that's
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
That's legit not funny. It probably was pre.
It was,
because post 9/11, he would have been working at Marvel, the Ultimate Line. That would have been very difficult to get him here.
Yeah, 'cause it was pre. I want to say it was pre because the person that I had managing the store at the time was not there when 9/11 happened because it was a different manager.
Okay.
Because we kept the store open and, just so people had a safe place to go, and then we just got tanked at a bar after it closed.
Yep. So yet again, Mark Miller is either a time traveler or knows things. And again, Luciana's like, this is ridiculous. And the guy says, don't worry, it all makes sense at the time. Oh my God.
Yeah. The whole and they've got something set up. They've got a network of people that are like-minded and will do whatever it takes to protect her and Eddie and the child. And one of the big things that she's a dutiful daughter.
Right.
And she's like, well, what about my mom and dad?
It's like, we got to get them. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Because, like, literally, he's, like, pushing her out. Like, look, you need new identities. This is...
Eddie's at the bus station.
Yeah.
You got to skedaddle.
You got to get out. He says, I'm really genuinely sorry, but your parents are already dead.
And I'm upset at myself for forgetting about this dude.
Oh, my gosh.
Because he's in there.
He is. His name is... Allardyce.
Yeah.
Allerdyce. That name sounds evil.
Feels like, yeah. And when you wear one of those bolo ties,
that's it right there, man.
A vest and a cowboy boots in New York,
like you're dangerous.
You're a servant of Satan.
You're definitely dangerous.
Yes.
New York City, like that's immediately what comes to mind. SWAT officers legit are raiding their house. Her mom is like, she can see it. Bruno, you need to see this. There's something going on outside. These guys bust into the doors. This is probably the most heartbreaking panel I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, because they turn to look as the doors are being broken in, and then we get that shot from outside looking up their windows as bullets are just blowing through their windows. And that dude with the cowboy hat and
is looking up
smiling. Just, he's evil.
Oh, it's terrible. They're on a bus, her and Eddie, and she's like, look, I can't stop crying. Like, she is so emotional with this.
She's lost her parents. Never got to say goodbye.
Yeah, like never getting to say goodbye. Like it's this notion of, here's the messed up part. She doesn't even know that this is what happened.
It's on faith.
It's what she was told.
Yeah.
Like, and you're right. She's taking it on faith that this is what's happened.
Yeah.
Because so far this guy's not been wrong.
Yeah.
So, man, Eddie, voice of reasons. Like, look, you have to stop crying, because if you don't stop crying, people are going to notice that you're crying, and they'll figure out who we are, and this is bad.
A teenage couple on a bus ride.
Like, come on, this doesn't look right. And this is a moment, the test, her faith being tested. What if he was making it all up? What if he's just crazy?
It's a good question.
It is. And Eddie's like, he's not.
Yeah.
Like, this is a guy that had appeared in your dreams. You had never met him before.
Yep.
you know he's not making this up. You know.
Yeah.
Like, at your core. It's like, someone's going to meet us and take us to a safe community. You'll have the baby there, and they're going to protect us. I know. God's watching everything, and I'm here too. I promise I'll never let anything happen to you, baby. Everything's going to be just fine.
As they pass a bullet-ridden sign saying, "Welcome to Waco."
Wow. To be continued. This is a three
issue. Yep.
Okay, 3-issue piece, just like American Jesus was.
I can't wait.
Next issue on sale January 22nd. Cannot get here fast enough.
Right.
Here's
If you want to send me advanced digital reading copies,
I will take all of them.
I will take them all.
All the time.
They don't have to be
every
colored.
time. At all.
Yeah.
Letters, it's fine. Don't even send the letters. Like, I'll just figure it out.
Fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Mad Lib style.
This is a very poignant book to release at this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Could it have been released earlier? Like, I that's the one thing where we're like, oh, why won't it come out? Now I understand.
Yeah. It needed the time.
Yeah.
It needed the time. This book, and it's funny, like, American Jesus is one that is not regularly talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Under any circumstance.
Yeah.
And I feel like what he's offering here should not only be talked about, it should be a part of, church initiations. Like, let's get it out here. How do you feel about certain things?
Yeah.
Because it's this. I mean, we've seen movies like Stigmata. There was the Left Behind series, and it had a movie or two. So,
and a reboot with Nicolas Cage.
Did it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
I watch all those.
I mean, I read the books in high school, no less. Imagine being
comics.
that kid. Like, that's right. They did have comics. Oh my God. I think I had a couple of those. I actually think I might have bought them from Comic Town.
Probably.
Now I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, I did. Yeah. So yeah, these are things that, in terms of showcasing faith in action and where this could go, because we know not the time nor the hour.
Yeah. Which is the other, because like, if people, that's all right. So like, let's say that you figured out a key player,
right?
And you needed to take, if you could kill them, you could stop the sequence,
right?
What's to say that God isn't like, no, I gave you guys one chance before. An angel shows up, stops you.
Right.
Like Dr. Manhattan, Rorschach style.
Boom. None of that. Right? So I'm the weavings of real events is the part that is
it gives it a reality.
It does, dude. Like,
because watching The Omen, you're like, none of that. But when you're like, okay, there needs to be a reason for this destabilization of the world that would,
right?
Oh, okay, there we go.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So what's funny is, a couple years ago for the Miller World talent submission, I did American Jesus, and it didn't get picked. But my thing was, they were watching. I think it was The Omen that they were watching, and the VCR blows up because it was too much evil in the room.
Yeah.
But they misread it as, I'm such a good person, I can't watch sin.
Yeah.
And it was such a fun idea. Oh my God.
Yeah. This is so
good. Yeah, this has been brewing. This has been that thing, that hidden gem.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's a Miller book that nobody talks about.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Because they're scared. After reading this. I get it. I'm scared too. But I'm here.
Yeah.
January 22nd.
Cannot get here soon enough.
Guys, thank you so very much for being our Patreon members. As we've said before, things are about to change. It might even start as soon as next week, because I think I might have a suggestion for us to bring in. But yeah, we're going to do things a little differently, where we're not just spoiling books. We're actually going to spoil some creators. We're going to introduce you to some of the folks that make some of our favorite titles. We're going to start locally, maybe some bigger names here and there. But it's going to be a great way to show you behind the scenes of the comic book industry and the books that we love.
Because they don't show up on the shelves. There's a process.
There is totally a process. So once again, thank you guys so very much, and we will check you guys out next week.